Here are the Module 11 Part 3 notes. This is page 4. We are going to do it again, and let's be a little more specific about how we are going to set this up. So notation, real quick. The notation P of x less than 72 says the probability that the height is less than 72 inches. When we have the notation P, z less than 2, we are referring to the z-score. That's the probability that the z-score is less than 2. To get full credit on these problems, you need 5 parts. Okay? You need the normal curve labeled with the z-score. You need to shade the appropriate region. You need the probability notation, the Excel commands, and the values you typed in, and the probability rounded to the nearest 10,000th. So here's our example. The normal curve is labeled with our z-score of negative 1.99. The area to the left of that z-score is shaded. Our P notation, we're looking for the probability that our z-score is less than negative 1.99. We are going to type in the Excel command norm.s.dist, negative 1.99, comma 1, and then the probability that we got from our command rounded correctly to the nearest 10,000th. So here is example 2. You know, it feels like we've gone through more than that. What am I missing? Maybe not. Okay. First thing we're going to do is draw that normal curve. And these ones are just working with z-scores. There's no probability involved. So as we draw that normal curve, I'm going to put in some values. So my mean is 0. If I'm talking about a z distribution, I'm talking about z-scores. I want the z that is 1.5, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 and 2, and my z-score is right here, 1.5. We want this shaded to the left of that z-score. So there's my 1.5, and we are shading over here to the left. One of those places where you do not need to worry about coloring in the lines. Just make sure you got everything you need. Okay, so that is 1, the normal curve is labeled with the z-score. 2, the appropriate region is shaded. 3, my P notation, I am looking for the probability that z is less than 1.5. Here is my Excel command, norm.s.dist. Of my z-score, 1.5 and 1, there's my cumulative. And then we're going to round correctly to 4 places, 0.9332. If you have not done so already, this would be a good place to pause, try example 3, or wait till the next page to practice. We're going to do the same thing again. We want a normal curve. I've got a z-score of 2.11. So here's my mean at 0. I've got 1 standard deviation, 2, my 2.11, right there. This one's asking me to shade to the right of the z-score, and it is important to shade so we have a visual of the fact that we are going in that opposite direction. So I want the probability that my z-score is greater than 2.11. That's going to be 1 minus, because remember the normal distribution function returns that probability up to that 2.11. Subtract that from 1, and actually I'll write down here so we can just review 0.1742918 We want 4 places, 0.0174. I screwed up. 918. I need another 0. Four places. So we look at that 2 in the 5th place. That is below 5, so that our last digit does not change. I get a 0.0174.